Guys, if you're not following VeeFam Network, this is where education meets entertainment. Please give us a follow. If you are not following yet, I'm live on Twitter, live on Twitch. Gonna have some people come up in a second, but Mish, thank you for putting me in the right direction. All right, I'm gonna do just a quick couple minutes here on VeeFriends. Probably not gonna record it. This is kind of a rough draft for me, and potentially some info for you. And I'm really just riffing. Let's take it back to 2021. 2021, we're in a place where Gary comes out of nowhere and starts talking about NFTs, starts talking about MetaMask. What has happened before that, Gary got educated over the winter. He got super serious about crypto, about NFTs. He kind of takes this break in the winter where he takes his foot off of Vayner stuff. He takes his foot off of a lot and kind of dives deep into the niches that he likes. The couple years prior, it was sports cards, and he got super loud about sports cards. And if you follow Gary's content, he gets he doesn't get loud about something until he's done his homework. So he gets in the winter of 2020 going to 2021, he starts to get super loud about NFTs, crypto, and what a lot of people don't know, he cleared his schedule, and he had meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting with devs, with founders, with people that are really in the trenches of Web3 world, which is super cool. But he's a learner. He's a lifetime learner. So he's doing that, and eventually he puts an old idea, which was this thing called Workplace Warriors, where he wanted positive characters, tchotchkes, IP, to be on people's desks, little toys that we see now with VeeFriends. It was called Workplace Warriors. They were going to light it. They were going to green light it. COVID came, shut that down. So it was kind of on the back burner. But now in comes this NFT. So Gary meshed those two ideas together, and he wanted to go with VeeFriends. So it's super early, 2021. He takes Andy, who is now the president. He takes his crew, D-Rock, of course, to do the content. They go to Malibu, and they clear out Gary's schedule, and they're like, all right, we're going to do this thing called VeeFriends. And Gary just draws. They ideate what VeeFriends is going to be, the utility, and the utility at the time was going to be access to a conference called VCon, which was three. They want to do it for 3 years, and so they priced the Series 1 NFTs as a Coachella or one of these big conferences. So that's where they got the ETH price. The ETH price when VeeFriends ultimately launched in May of 2021 was a whole different story, because ETH skyrocketed and was all over the place. But eventually they got to a place where it was going to be 0.5 ETH or 1 ETH, or in the case of a gift go, 5 ETH. So Gary draws all these characters. He centers the project around the access tokens, that every NFT was going to be a ticket to one of these conferences. But the other thing was access to Gary. And that's where I think they kind of had fun with it. They centered the access tokens around things that Gary likes to do. Garage sailing, ping pong, basketball, going to basketball games, being with his fans, Hangout Hawks, and being able to bless people with something like a gift go. So they come up with all these tokens, and they have it. They learn the technology. They hire a team, and I'm going super fast. So thank you guys for sticking with me while I'm bouncing. I literally have no notes in front of me. So here we are. They're doing it. They're like, let's do it. We have a little team. We have a little dev team. Let's do it. They set a date. Gary is huge on fives. And if you are new, I think that's one of the things that needs to be explained to someone like just coming in. Like, fives is kind of a thing, signatures are a thing and characters, but five's a big thing. So 5, Gary's favorite number. May 5th was the launch date. That's what he was hammering on Instagram. He VeeFriends did an amazing job in spring of 2021 when everyone was really getting into this NFT thing. Crypto punks were popping. ETH was starting to go crazy. Everyone was getting an NFT project together, and it was going nutso. So Gary was hyping everyone up. VeeFriends did a fantastic job of educating people. How do you get a MetaMask? How do you get ETH? How do you turn your US dollars, your fiat, into ETH, and then go for it. So the launch date was 5/5, May 5th. That didn't happen. They had some technical issues. It ultimately launched on 5/11, May 11th, and it took 2 weeks to sell out. A lot of people don't know that. I've heard people say like VeeFriends, V1 sold out, in a day. Not true. You could have gotten a V1 for 2 weeks, and it was a Dutch auction, so it started at a certain price and went down until someone sniped it. So unlike many, if not all projects, you that you would just mint and get a random NFT, VeeFriends was a menu. You bought what you actually wanted, and you paid for that. So I think that's a cool caveat to the time because a lot of projects were not like that. So here we are, VeeFriends, super with the time. It was I don't I don't even know prices, but it was there were a lot of money, and people did really well that were in the flip life for that time because ETH was high, the market was high. It was a bull for a long time in 2021 up until early 2022. But during that first year and through the last 3 years, I don't think people understand how much VeeFriends has executed on with the collabs. One of the big things that happened early on, the big moments in 2021, that first year, was Gary sold his art, 5 original prints at Christie's auction for $1.2 million. So the gorilla, the tiger, the elephant was the biggest one for like over $400,000. Original arts that Gary sent in a PSA, they authenticated them. The original art that he did in Malibu, and that was a headline. And we know Gary's great at getting headlines. So we have that. We have people getting their virtual or their physical gifts with the gift goats. We have the empty elephant wine. And at some point, I don't remember when, was the first time like VCon was like really starting to becoming a thing at the end of 2021. So that was big. Then he does this whole book games thing where he sold like over 1 million books in 24 hours with another NFT. So if you missed out on, like myself, if you missed out on V1 and V1 entry point was like 40 grand, 30 grand, like it was super high even for a core. Here comes book games in August of 2021, where you could buy 12 books and get an NFT. You didn't know what that was until January 2022, but now for book games, it's used on the Burn Island. It's an asset. It's a token that you can use to exchange for access to events or physical items. So it was super cool. But going back to 2021, we had so many collabs. The staple pigeon, the Anwar carrots, a lot of cool things that we still see today still pop up. There's a lot of great arb on those early uh, merch drops, and VeeFriends, I think next week is doing a whatnot with that conference sale, where it's going to be super cool to see some of that. What I only can suspect is some of those old merch drops. So I'm just gonna skate through, and now I'm actually gonna pull up uh, 2022. So here are the things that happened in 2022. Um, New characters. All right, so Series 2 drops in spring of 2022. The cards. A lot of us are here for only because of the cards. That's how we were introduced. Those dropped in March of 2022. Those Zero Cool, March 8th, 2022. Those zero cool 800 boxes available to the public, and that was like, and it still is the highest tier, the way that people get introduced to VeeFriends and those characters, that physical collectible. That's like the tippy top, what people strive to own, what people strive to see, to experience. It's still an event. Whenever someone is breaking one of those boxes, it is an event because it's the OG, and they're super super limited and sought after. So that was that. Series 2 dropped, and there was a whole thing with book games, and book games was how you got these 50 new characters, and it was so nicely morphed together during that time. 2022 was a crazy time. I think we can do a lot of conversations on just spring of 2022, with the book games exchange, with the burn sale, and all of that. So series 2 launch, people did not know that you were going to get a box of cards with your series 2. So in short, if anyone that owned a series 1 NFT got a series 2 for free, of their character, and if you got a series 2, if you minted it for free, or if you bought it, if you minted it, you got a free box of cards, which is now known as the TCG, Compete and Collect, formerly known as. But that's the cards we play with, the cards that you see breaking on Whatnot, on Fanatics, on To the Moon, on Courage Show, anywhere. So super super interesting that if you trace it all back, it's free value. At the end of the day, you're hearing with access, with free gifts. VeeFriends is value, and that's trickled down into the VeeFam, and I don't want that to be lost on anyone. Going through 2022, May 22 was the first VCon, the first time that people got to cash in on their a lot of people, everyone got to cash in on their access, whether even if you had just a core VeeFriends NFT. And it was amazing. Minneapolis, Minnesota, VCon 1, and going through more airdrops, more collabs, more value as we go through 2022, 2023, and now we're here in 2024. Now we're here in 2024, and it's amazing how I know I just did a huge leapfrog, but I don't want to ramble forever because I want this to be interactive, and I want to get some more people up. But it's amazing how far we've come in such a short time, and but at the same time, with all the growth, I think the values are still there. Um, the giving, the kindness, the just amazing giving more value than we're taking. I'm seeing that from the top, and I've had a chance to talk. I'm very grateful that I've had a chance to talk with a lot of people, that are very close to building this thing, and it just stems from the top, and it's trickling down into streams like this, or streams like the Whatnot, and people are really just eating the dog food, and really living it. So the unbelievable kindness and value giving, I think, is what VeeFriends is all about. And that's what VeeFriends is about to me. It's about community. You know me, I'm a community guy, and an amazing ride. It really has been, and I am sorry that I won't be able to do these streams anymore. No, I'm just kidding. I felt like I just wanted to pivot there for anyone that's paying attention. But no, this has been super awesome, and I feel like this is one of those moments that we're gonna look back on and be like, "Wow, remember that Whatnot time?" Like that was so cool. Just like, remember the spaces with Jeremy if you were around, or remember like the first time Gary and Rips did Fanatics, and it looked like they were like, recording it from an old Nokia phone. I think this is one of those moments where it's cool to like stop, take a step back, because there's a lot of new people coming in, and I just think my gut feeling is that there's a lot more people coming in now than there was in that Fanatics. push that fanatics like come through. Um, but yeah, I think with this and the show coming up on 9:30, it's gonna be cool and Christmas time to look at the chat here or whatnot or whatever wherever VeeFriends live.VeeFriends or meet.VeeFriends and to see the people come in because there's some people that I think that aren't even here yet that maybe the next week's whatnot show that people are going to consider OG. So just think about that for a sec. That's my little rant. That's kind of like my rough draft go through because I'm going to make a video like that, obviously much more edited and have my thoughts together. But I just wanted to run through it selfishly, but with selfless purposes. So I'm going to take a drink of my beer right now. And if you're in the chat, if you're still here, tell me what month and year you came in. Tell me what month and year you came in. I'm not fucking going anywhere. Jaffa. That's so timely and cool. I love that. I'm not fucking going anywhere. Oh, I feel like it's time to watch Wolf of Wall Street. I feel like that's a movie that needs to be watched like at least annually. Where did my 90s mix go? Fucking nostalgia 90s. Soggy. Soggy's 1 year's coming up. 10/5/23 for Soggy. Emmy's games 12/21. So yeah, book games was people book games officially released in January 20, I think January 12th, 2022. Mish is April 2021. Mish was on those May 12th, 2021 rock. I love it. $4 months ago. 12 and a when did 12 and a half drop? 22nd. I love this, guys. 12 and a half, the book. I don't know when the book released, but the stream that when Gary sold all the books, when he pre-sold and people got their gazillion books was August 21. That's when he was on stream all day selling books. I don't remember when the book actually. Oh, thank you, Michelle. The book released November 2021, but people didn't get airdrop their tokens until January